You know, a while before making this, I tried really hard to think of an idea for a new video. But that's the funny thing with video ideas, they don't just happen. At least for me, I have to think about it for a while before I decide to go through with making it. And considering I hadn't made a video like this in a good long while, I think it's time I went back to my bread and butter. In other words, it's a video about anime and cartoons and how they tie into social issues. Look, I am what I am, you get what you see. I've seen this argument so many times and it always confuses me. How is people just existing forced or ham-fisted? I don't get it. I simply just don't get it. And how edits like these are harmful and do nothing but be combative and make me question everything. First of all, I think it needs to be established why edits like these are amazing and why these aren't. It's obvious that black people are and have always been fighting an uphill battle when it comes to basically everything, which includes being represented in media. The reason why it's an uphill battle is because black people and other minority groups in society are oppressed. And because of that, whenever we get the chance to be represented, people always got a problem with it. It even happened with the newly released season of the Proud Family reboot. Since when is it anti-white propaganda to state the obvious? Why are they showing this woke BLM propaganda to our kids? I am not kidding, that was an actual tweet. And don't even get me started on black edits. The responses to it are either really positive or a toxic wasteland. Seriously, just look at these tweets, you cannot make this stuff up. At this point, just say you hate black people and move on with your day. These black edits and the people that make them get harassed constantly. It's the same thing that happened to Thuman. She made this really cool drawing of herself as Kiki from Kiki's Delivery Service. And the way they treated her for making that drawing is just unacceptable. There's no defending this. This is just ridiculous. And notice how 9 times out of 10 it's an anime profile. See me, I'm an otaku that has standards. You're a terminally online Coomer who doesn't want to leave their comfy anti-SJW echo chamber. We are not the same. This meme was made by @GreenMachine. She's a great artist and you should go follow her. Edits like these erase representation and serve no other purpose other than being a counter-argument. The only reason why there's counter-arguments in the first place is because people are way too afraid of being uncomfortable. They don't want to think about issues that don't personally affect them. And you know, instead of making 34 Ozaki videos, you could put this energy and the massive following that you have into actually helping people instead of sending your fans to harass them. Oh, look what they did to poor Venti. Do you ever shut up? And then there's people who at him knowing full well that 9 times out of 10 someone's gonna get harassed. To anyone doing that, stop it. You're not helping, you are never helping, and it's annoying. I hate how people are so willing to dogpile on anything for being different. And the worst thing is that I know for a fact that these people don't care and are just doing it for money. And it makes regular anime fans like me look bad. I can't even say that I like the medium anymore without getting lambasted for it, and I blame people like Hero Hate for that. Sorry if it seems like I'm getting upset, it's just I've seen a lot this month. People who make these edits regularly put themselves in the crossfire to be criticized. And doing that over and over again, knowing what's coming but doing it anyway because you're passionate about it is really admirable. These guys are braver than I ever could be. To put something out into the world for the sake of helping others feel more seen is an act of bravery to be commended, not to be condemned. And the fact that people condemn it in the first place shows why representation like this is needed. They know people will hate them for it and be harassed by people with platforms 1,000 times bigger than mine that do nothing but tear others down. But it takes a big person to stand on what they believe in regardless of the hate. That takes a special kind of courage that I can't even fathom at this point in time. And then there's these people who are just plain misogynistic. Last year there was a survey that showed that 77% of manga authors were women. And the amount of misogynistic comments in the replies is just mind-boggling. I don't want to sound misogynistic, but proceeds to be misogynistic. 77% of manga is mid. Take notice of how this guy got ratioed. Could not be me. I also found this tweet back in January and I have nothing to add to this. This speaks for itself. Truly, we toddlercons are the most oppressed. Yes, this is a real human being who made the conscious decision to tweet this. This kind of stuff even comes through in the writing of certain shows. Ochako and characters like her get dealt such bad hands way too much for it to be a coincidence at this point. Her and other female leads get sidelined even when they could probably carry the entire team. She really only got one time to shine in the show and it was during the licensing exam arc. The other times we see her it focuses on Deku or thoughts of him. She has so much potential but it's getting wasted and that really sucks. I could and probably should make an entire video dedicated to this topic sometime soon but we gotta move on. We got one more thing to talk about. Turning red.
Yeah. Yes! This one's for you!
At the time of recording this video, this tweet is now a year old and it still makes my brain implode. Let's be real, kids don't act like this. Dude, as a kid I acted like that and I still do. Kang and Green Machine feel the same way. The way I see it, there are 2 camps of people who hated Turning Red. There's Camp A who hates it because of the art style, and then there's Camp B which hates it because of the message that the movie sends and how it isn't quote-unquote relatable. First of all, you can not like something, but at the same time not viciously insult the people who made it. Harassment isn't criticism and I don't think you guys understand that. Going out of your way to bash the people behind the media you don't like is really stupid and makes you look like you're the weirdo, because in that case you are the weirdo. Can't be, on the other hand, that's a different and far more infuriating story. Let's not beat around the bush here. If this story was about a boy, it wouldn't have gotten flamed the way it did. People just don't like stories that deal with things that they don't personally go through. Media that centers around girls gets flack because it centers around girls, with the only exception being that if the thing that they like is also something guys like. The fact of the matter is that people don't want to acknowledge issues that don't personally affect them, and because it doesn't affect them, they think that it doesn't exist, which is obviously not true. So Pixar confirms it. It's all about being narcissistic. What about this movie is narcissistic? How is a movie about a preteen Asian girl turning into a giant panda and going through girlhood stuff narcissistic? In what world is representation as a whole narcissistic? You guys are terribly unserious. I personally welcome stories like this because even though it may not have been made specifically for me, I still took something away from it. And I also understood that while I might not be able to fully relate to it, it's still of value and definitely helped a good amount of people. Like I said before, minorities get representation because the majority's been represented for so long, and you shouldn't shame minorities into feeling less than to make it easier for you to comprehend. Long story short, if you don't like Turning Red or any other piece of media solely because it showcases a different group of people that go through things that you don't personally relate to, then that is a you problem and don't make it anyone else's problem to deal with. You guys have no idea how much tomfoolery I had to trudge through to make this video. I am at my limit. I have had enough and I've seen far too much. If you managed to stick with me through the entire video, then thanks so much, it's really appreciated. I know I'm probably more than a little rusty when it comes to making these kinds of videos, and it was honestly pretty tough writing the script for it. I also probably repeated my points and went on more than a few tangents, but I hope you still liked it. I'll probably make more videos like this in the future, because like I said, I want to go back to my bread and butter while also branching out and trying different things every once in a while. I have a second channel and a VOD channel if you want to see what's cooking over there. I also have a Twitter account where I tweet stuff on Twitter. Also follow my friends Astera, Oxy, Sil, and Ghosty. They don't have anything to do with the video, I just felt like plugging my friends' socials. Plus, Astera is really skilled and really good at art. That's all for now. I'll see you guys hopefully soon. Alright, time for me to go back into hibernation for an as of now unknown amount of time.